Welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name is John.
And I'm Kim.
And we thank you for stopping by on this Wednesday night.
Yes, and I'm sorry it has taken us a couple days to get to our news. We had election day.
Election coverage preempted us last night. And
we got back very late. It was about 11:15. I didn't think anybody would watch the news at 11:15 tonight, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
So tonight we went to a COG meeting. It was kind of an important special event. So
they had a little bit of a media outing there.
They had an unveiling, right?
I guess they did. But I mean, let's start a little bit of a recap. If you were hiding under a rock today,
yes,
you may not know what happened on the elections, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, if you were, and other than the national ones, when Hillary just can't seem to take a hint, she's doesn't want to leave. But
she doesn't want to leave.
Here locally, what happened on the Calaveras County elections? And we're going to end up with 2 runoff races.
Yes, we are.
And there was 1 outright winner. Supervisor Chair Steve Walensky for District 1, or District 2, I mean, is the winner, victorious with almost 70% of the vote.
He
did have 70% of the vote.
Congratulations, Steve.
Congratulations on another 4 years. And also for District 1.
Yes. Very close race.
Very close.
Yes.
And all of the candidates were separated by less than 200 votes. And the top 2 were separated by...
Look at that. 5 votes.
Yeah.
5 votes.
5 votes. Amazing. After all that work and everything, they're separated by 5 votes. Okay. And Gary Toffanelli...
What's with all the noises that are coming out?
I don't know. Gary Toffanelli... eked out a narrow margin of victory over Zero McDaniel, 36.1% to 35.86, 743 votes to 738.
Wow.
And Kathy Masafero came in a close third with 27.
They all did very well, actually, in that district.
See, I sat down next to you and...
Grief!
There
it is. You start twitching, you start sneezing, all kinds of stuff starts happening.
Now for District 4, you can tell much anyway. District 4, Supervisor Tryon came out on top with 42.18% of the vote. Lee Seaton, 28.75%. Ron Class, 16.79%. And Sarah Lunsford with 12.1%. And we're talking to Supervisor Tryon tonight. He was guessing. He was like, well, I thought I'd come in about 45%, and I was pretty close. And he was pretty good at picking them.
Yeah, he was.
So now seeing where, and the interesting thing on this one is, or the 2 races where there's a runoff, is to see where, for example, like in District 1, where will Kathy Masafero's votes go? Will they go to Zero or to Gary? And also the same thing with in District 4 of where will Ron Class's votes and Sarah's votes go in the general.
Think they'll go? Do you have an opinion?
Don't know.
Don't know?
I mean, it's...
to me, it seemed like Sarah, Ron, and Tom had a pretty similar platform.
Yeah.
They were all pretty similar, so I don't know. Yeah, you just never know. They could go to Tom, they could go to Lee. You just never know. So
you never know.
That's closer.
That's that way about
I was
life.
I didn't really know how any of this was going to turn out. Did you? I had no feelings about any of it. I was pretty unsure of all 3 races. Well, maybe one of them.
And we're probably not going to talk about election stuff much for like 6 or 8 weeks.
No, we're not.
Just because I think people probably
Are you trying to tell me to cork it?
No, because it'll pick up in earnest. And I even saw some of the candidates, for example, Lee Seaton took down some of his took down some of the signage today. So, and also one from the big fence.
Oh, okay.
So basically, they're probably going to kind of
lay off for a little bit and then just wait until probably maybe around September.
Fired up, end of August, 1st of September. Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go again.
Anyway.
It would be tiring to have to put all that commitment in and now to go again until November.
Do it again.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. So congratulations to everyone, all of you that have put the commitment in, and it's like I said, it's a huge commitment.
And also, I think
it's a lot of time.
is thanks to everyone who ran, because it takes not only money but the commitment to stick your hat into the ring
Yes, it
and
does.
with an uncertain outcome, and we're all the better for it. So
Yes.
to John Morse, Sarah Lunsford, Ron Klass, Kathy Massafero,
Yes, they are all great people.
thanks for running, and because it, the public debate, the public discourse makes it a better process for everybody.
Yes, it does.
And good luck in all your future endeavors.
I'd also like to thank the county clerk's office. They always do such a wonderful job, and all the
They were
volunteers.
fast.
Well, think about all the volunteers
They
at
were
all
fast.
30 precincts too.
They were fast. In fact, Karen Barney, she was kind of cute last night because she was all giddy in the fact that before they started the election, the results last night at 8, they had already counted all of the mail-in ballots that they had received that day. Everything.
Oh,
So
wow.
by the time they started, there was nothing. So by the time they finished up that night, the only thing that they had left to count were the provisional ballots that were turned in at the polling places that day.
Okay.
That was it.
Wow.
And we also got a little bit of a lesson in nomenclature.
Okay.
Because, typically everybody's been calling them the absentee ballots. But we kind of heard that that's kind of a faux pas to say that.
All right.
Because technically now they are mail-in ballots because they didn't want people, because absentee, because it assumes that you weren't in the county or that you were away on vacation, you were just absent, and that's not true. So
no, it is true. I mean, you're right. It shouldn't be called an absentee ballot, mail-in
with
ballot.
the change of not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings.
But what I don't like about the mail-in ballots is that a lot of people do it right when they get them in the mail, which is a few months ago.
A few weeks.
Was it a few weeks ago? And before you really have a chance to hear the candidates speak at these debates.
Yes, because there's been a couple people that probably sent them in
a little too early, I think.
It's like, uh-oh.
Yep, I think so.
Uh-oh.
I'm usually one of those that waits to the very last day to go in and vote.
And you know me, I wait till the last minute on everything.
Yeah, well, us, we're like 7:45 on election night usually, right? Running in.
Yes, I
Okay.
know. And if you didn't see us in the news last night, I was basically sitting in the county clerk's office doing, they would hand us a stack of, you know what,
What are you going to do?
I'm going to grab some cheat sheet notes. I'm going to grab my sheet from last night, just because it's kind of interesting, right? All
So
right.
we'd also like to thank all the volunteers at each precinct that put in that long day of the voting day, of election day, with just their free time. They're not getting paid to do this. I'd like to thank all of the volunteers for doing that. The county clerk's office, everybody that ran. It's a lot of work for everybody.
Now this is what we would get handed. Now these are the printouts that come straight out of the end of the tallying machines.
Okay.
All right. So here we go, and basically it gives you the precincts counted, the percentage of the precincts, and it also there's some interesting stuff breakdown by Libertarian. You have probably already looked at the results, but then sometimes it's a little. Sorry, there's other little interesting little tidbits and things in there as well. I mean, it's election day votes. How many came in ahead of election day? How many of those are provisionals?
Okay.
So basically, last night, what would happen is they'd come out to the counter, put a stack of these out there. We would make a mad dash, elbowing everybody out of the way.
The media people, you mean?
Or anybody.
You would?
Oh yeah, didn't matter who it was.
You don't push anybody out of the
We
way.
would
I
just
know
shove
you.
everybody out of the way, grab our sheet, come back, and on your mark, get set, type. On your mark, get set, type.
Yep.
Here we go. And so we tried to last night, and in some ways, because we figured we could have done a little live broadcast or something like
We didn't
similar
really have
to what they
internet
did.
there, though. So.
Yeah, but similar to something they did at cable and stuff. But the interesting thing is, if people were looking for actual results, if they just wanted to know who won, we could do it faster doing the way we did it.
Yes, we did.
So we were just like, yeah. So we tried our best to give you the best
give you
information.
real time.
Yeah, real
Results.
time. So basically,
John Hamilton.
you're about
right? And I from home, I would go in and fix the typos and things like that.
you were about maybe a minute. So there was about a 60-second
we were a
lag
little bit
time
faster.
between.
Actually, more. You're a little quicker than that. A couple minutes. Okay. So who do we have for the other seats, the District 3 seat and things like that? Congress. Wasn't there some people that ran there?
Oh,
State
Durston
Senate,
and
things like that.
I haven't even looked. I've been so immersed
I
in.
think Dan Lundgren won, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like he did. I've been so immersed in
Dan
what I was
Lundgren?
doing locally that it was just like.
You have that there.
You know what? Before we do that,
Okay.
I've got my little screen queued
Okay.
up here.
All right.
Now, tonight we went to a COG meeting. Now,
COG stands for what now?
the Calaveras County Council of Governments. Now, for those of you who follow this stuff, the COG is basically a funding container. Because a lot of things, like they spearheaded the fundraising for the Angels Camp Bypass, a lot of the other things.
They do great things.
They do. And they have a great staff, Tim McSorley, Tyler Somerset. But the interesting thing with them is that, so basically they had a little bit of a media event tonight.
Yes, they
and
did.
they talked about other things, the normal stuff
The
you hear at a
Arnold-
board
the
meeting.
Arnold stuff.
Some Arnold stuff. They
Arnold
had the,
developments.
what percentage of the transit should be funded by actual riders, by how much the people actually put in the fare boxes, versus how much is the subsidy. Anyway, but also, tonight they did a little marketing event because they have bought, through one of their grants, a Toyota Prius.
Okay.
Now, what it is
pretty
this is
color
for is a promotional tool for what they call Foothill Rideshare.
Okay.
As you may recall, they have set up a new website
Yes.
for people who are looking to do ride
Ride
sharing.
sharing, yes.
This is different from the transit system.
To save on gas. Carpool.
Save on gas. So,
Right? Basically carpooling, in essence.
basically carpooling
Right.
in a little more of an organized way.
Tyler should be there.
And this was from the COG meeting, and that's from Tyler Somerset.
Yes, and it's very eye-catching.
Looked into the congestion mitigation air quality program and said this is a good way to promote triple
Congestion
wildlife
mitigation air
program.
quality program. All these buzzwords.
Ask you questions. And
Let me
so
talk to him.
this is what happens when you let that do the thing.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
And just so you know, we've already started getting calls. What's Foothill Rideshare all about? We saw this green flash go by. And,
See, we need a card like that that says pinetree.net on it. It's good advertising. What do you
I know.
think?
I asked and found out who did that and everything else.
You did?
I did. I did my homework.
Who did the graphics or where they got the car?
So
Well, who did the
we
graphics?
can just maybe have our council members over here. We'll get a couple of
I like him. See, I'm so glad you went to their meeting.
Uh-huh,
You
yeah.
don't go to enough of their meetings.
Here we go. Lee Seaton, David Wood, John Ellis, other members of the council. They're all lining up there. Get the obligatory photo op.
Marita. You see her? You saw her last night. She's everywhere.
Here we
isn't
go. They're talking about it. Jack Lynch. And then, just in about another 20 seconds, Marita and
she? Look at that. Now
And
that
council-
stands out.
Councilman Seaton absconded with it and took her for a drive. There they go.
See, we need to get one of those for
Uh-huh,
the pine tree.
we do.
We would certainly stand out. So if anybody would like to donate a car for the pine tree, right?
Sure.
We'd take you up on that.
Preferably that gets better gas mileage than a Chevy Suburban with 400,000 miles
Yes,
on it.
that
So,
would be
yeah.
nice.
There they go.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's it, and they're back.
So this you basically plug in.
No, this is the hybrid. This is the one where you
Okay.
just put in gas and go.
Okay. I thought it was a plug-in car. Sorry.
It's a Prius.
Okay.
There you go. That's it.
So what exactly is this?
FoothillRideshare.com.
Are they going to be all Priuses or what?
No.
Okay.
This is just a marketing tool. Now,
Okay.
they've switched over to the FoothillRideshare.com
All right.
website. Now, what they do here, this is a place to where that if you,
If you want a ride share to save gas.
where people can say, oh yeah, I can pick you up here, or I'm going there, or I can do that, I
Cool.
can do this. And there's even stuff here on
For telecommuting.
get a ride for a carpool.
Okay.
There we go. Register to join a carpool.
Okay. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
With gas. So that, can you like right? Can you like ride share to the grocery store and things like that? So you don't have to pay.
Probably could. And one thing
Walmart trip.
And one of the things they were saying about the, and this is on the transit system, not on the carpool system right now, is that with the gas prices escalating, the amount of people riding transit right now is just
It's amazing.
skyrocketing.
Well, we heard one guy took his horse to the doctor last week. Remember we heard that?
Yes, that was down in Lodi, wasn't it? I think it was. No, it was in Lodi.
Oh.
And then there was another one to where...
Get this, we're going back to horse and buggy.
Because they said that the bus between San Andreas and Copperopolis was standing room only.
Yes. You said, who'd you say took it the other night in the meeting?
Supervisor Tryon. Thomas.
Yes.
Supervisor Thomas is taking that. And it looks like a lot of the buses are...
Yeah. What does it cost to take a bus ride?
$1.50.
Wow, prices have gone up. Remember when they used to be like a quarter?
$1.50. That's it.
That's pretty good though. I remember putting that quarter in the little. I used to take the bus a lot when I was a teenager.
Yes. Do you want to go into that now?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. I didn't know. I didn't know if you wanted to.
As girls, you go to the mall, so we took the bus a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. You never did?
No, I lived out in the country.
Okay.
So I either took my motorcycle or my bike.
Okay. All right.
And the nice thing about then is, see if you're on a motorcycle,
Mm-hmm.
I could get my learner's permit when I was 15.
Okay.
So
All right.
by the time I was 15 years old, man, I was out of there.
Taking your motorcycle out on this, was it a road bike or a street bike?
Well, it was a dirt bike, but it was
You
kind
took
of
it out.
enduro.
You didn't go to the mall.
No, but I went all over the place. I'd go 20, 30 miles away.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Okay, people are going, this is the news, not...
Did you know garter snakes are beneficial?
It's going to be one of those nights, folks.
I think
It's
we
gonna
need
be
a
one of
garter
those
snake
nights.
right now. What do you think?
I think garters are beneficial.
Garters? Oh, not garter. Many of us tend to be fearful of all snakes. And some just want them all dead. The vast majority of snakes in the foothills are very beneficial to gardeners. Garter snakes devour slugs and many other pests. Gopher snakes are especially helpful to gardeners and farmers, according to Ken Churches.
Uh-huh.
They prey on mice, rats, gophers, frogs, toads, salamanders, fish, slugs, earthworms, leeches, and bird eggs. They hunt on land, in ponds, and in slow-moving creeks and rivers. I wanted to thank Ken Churches for sending us that article. We just received it. So we have an article. There's a few more words to this.
Whoops, sorry.
On garter snakes, if you're interested in learning about garter snakes.
Our producer
Sorry.
likes
I was
to put
loud. I
a
thought it was funny.
logo.
Okay, there we go.
So,
There we go.
yeah.
All right. And also, what else are we going to talk about? Something
There's all kinds of
election
stuff.
day.
There's all kinds of stuff.
There is a Calaveras County Planning Commission tomorrow morning. We haven't done a Board of Soups recap yet, though. What happened at Board of Soups yesterday?
The Board of Soups, if you're looking for the replay video, obviously it's playing on Channel 9 right now, probably for you. But also we have the replay up and on the server, and it should be up available within a few minutes after we finish up the news tonight.
Okay.
One of the surprising things yesterday that took up a lot of discussion time was they were looking with budget cuts for cutting a half a position. A half a position from like one of the animal control departments, basically.
Okay.
And what this is, it was a position that's partially funded by the USDA and also partially funded by Amador County.
Okay.
And there's basically, so between the counties, they would have a full-time person and a half for Calaveras County to deal with things like mountain lion sightings.
Okay.
And because this is something that the animal control people that are actually working for the county don't have time or the expertise to do. So this is, and this is not something that's the part of the California Department of Fish and Game either. This is the USDA. So it's a federal entity that manages things like the mountain lions.
Sightings?
No, mountain lions, basically.
Mountain lions, okay.
And then occasionally bears that are kind of cranky.
All right.
But it was an interesting thing because you think this is a fairly small item. They're looking at savings. They're looking at savings to the county of $17,000. But the discussion on this really took off.
How long was the discussion? A long time?
Probably over an hour.
Oh my goodness.
But there was some things that come out that you really don't think of, because they brought up the episode that was in Mountain Ranch last year, to where the mountain lion jumped through the window of a mobile home, ate a house cat, jumped back out the window, while the owner of the mobile home was in it.
Oh, okay, that's a little scary.
Okay,
yes.
And the opening to that window, from what we heard, was 6 to 8 feet above the ground level.
Goodness sakes.
And so there's
been really hungry.
And there was also several landowners and goat owners that
sheep and goat.
Yeah,
sheep
that
and
came
goat,
in. Yes, that have came in and said that they've had animals just disappear, and
yeah, that is scary. That's scary. Well, our friends that live out on Skunk Ranch had mountain lion eat some of their chickens. Remember? Yeah.
So, no decision, and basically they're going to work in. This position's not going to go away.
No.
I mean, they've got to do some finagling, some other stuff like that on it. But basically, they spent a lot of time, because budgetary times are tight for the county and everything else. So, but I guess they kind of arrived at this is a $17,000 that they probably will find it somewhere else.
Okay. So that was there any other discussions?
Oh, there were, but we'll get into that. Into some of the other stuff, on some of the rate stuff and stuff, maybe tomorrow night.
Was legal access came up again?
Yeah, and I will get pulled over that stuff.
Right.
But it was just thought it was the interesting one on the Mountain Ranch one. That was
that is interesting.
Well, not the Mountain with the mountain lions.
Okay. All right. The Calaveras County Planning Commission is meeting tomorrow morning. They'll be back in action at 9 a.m. They will have a few public hearings in the morning. Let me see. One of them is for Ventana LLC, which we've heard that name before, right? The second is regarding the plan development for Abramson, Andreas, and Bernadette trustees for a subdivision in Lake Tulloch. They are asking that the current development, the Lake Tulloch Resort, be demolished and replaced with the proposed Villa del Lago townhomes, parking areas, and recreation facilities, etc. An addendum item has been added for an appeal of building department's denial of clearance for a building permit to replace a legal non-conforming residential structure with a larger home in a different location
on their property in Mountain Ranch. So basically, it sounds like the big topic is the Lake Tulloch item.
Yeah.
Where they want to,
or soon to be smaller topic.
Yes, soon to be smaller. Where they want, I guess they want to basically take everything down, the restaurant, the hotel, everything, and put in townhomes, and they want to take the old boat rack down and put a new boat rack in.
There you go.
So there we go. And that is going on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
A little touch on state news. It is official. Governor Schwarzenegger proclaimed California under drought conditions as of today. And this is part of the statement following 2 straight years of below average rainfall, very low snowmelt, and runoff in the largest quarter of water transfer restrictions in state history. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger today proclaimed a statewide drought and issued an executive order which takes immediate action to address a dire situation where numerous California communities are being forced to mandate water conservation or rationing.
Okay.
So, more to come on that, but it's official, and a lot of this is affecting the Southland a lot more than here.
Okay. Would you like me to talk about something else?
If you would like.
All right. I was going to, but I didn't want to get in trouble.
Oh, and we had, should we talk about Chef Chat?
We have a new Chef Chat up with Executive Chef James Lehman of Ironstone Vineyards.
I think we have enough time to do it.
He talks about their second annual barbecue competition this Sunday.
Yeah, I think we have enough time to do it here. Let's see here. Because we got barbecue coming up.
Yes, this is a fun event.
And also Cowboy Poets.
Which is Friday night.
Right.
We'll talk about that more tomorrow evening, though.
We will?
Yes, that's tomorrow night's event night.
Oh.
But this is what we'll talk about when we watch the video.
See if
Everybody always enjoys Chef James.
Do we have enough time? We'll see.
We'll see. Go ahead. Try it.
We're going. Let's go in here. Here we go.
You know the weather. There's no rain or coming. It's just windy and warm, right?
Is that it?
I think so.
All right, everybody. Hello, and welcome again to Chef Chat. Today we're going to skip food again because we want to talk about the barbecue competition at Ironstone Vineyards. This is going to be the second annual barbecue competition.
We should have just played it instead of streamed it.
It's going to be a great time for everybody in the family. It's not just going to be a guys' event. You know, they think barbecue, it's not just going to be a guys' event. It's going to be a family event. Okay, we're going to have in between 20 and 25 teams competing here on the premise in Ironstone Vineyards. We're going to have 3 categories in the barbecue competition. We're going to have barbecue baby back ribs. We're going to have pork
Baby
shoulder,
back ribs.
We're going to have beef brisket. So, come on down. It's June 8th. That is this Sunday, June 8th. The gates are going to open at 10 o'clock.
Gates open at 10 o'clock. They're going to have judging.
We have all the information on our website along with his article. If you haven't,
are already going to be there. A lot of contestants are going to be giving out samples of their food. A lot of them bring things
It's a fun
like
thing.
salsa to give you and all that kind of stuff. We will be serving beer and wine at the event and some snack foods like chips, cookies, and brownies.
There you go.
now Jenny Baxter is going to be one of the judges. Did you know that?
She is.
She is, yes.
She's
And
going to be a
that's
judge.
Uh-huh. Yes, so that's going on this Sunday. The weather we know is going to be warm, windy, right? That's what I've been feeling lately. We have a lot more things going on this weekend that we'll talk about more tomorrow evening.
We do.
Yes, we do. Like we have the Sierra Century, the fundraisers for Matthew McCulloch, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Those things tomorrow evening.
And we even had a little bit up on the site from the Wine Grape Gourmet.
Oh yes.
And this was a little bit of video here. They had seminars, they had pairings, they had
Very
all
nice
kinds
event.
of
They're
stuff.
going to make it an annual event.
And I think next year they're going to move it up to. This is where some of they did the food and wine pairings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running out of time here.
We are.
Yeah. Anyway,
So are we done?
20. Anything you want to say in 20 seconds or less?
No, I don't think so.
That's it.
We'll
All
see you
right.
back here tomorrow night.
We thank you very much for stopping
Thank you.
by. Congratulations to all the candidates,
Mhm.
and thanks to the others for running.
Yes.
And we will see you back here tomorrow night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.